welcome back to the channel and welcome to day 1 of 3 that will be the final 3 days out here in the absolutely beautiful West Kootenays, where I have been rebuilding my tiny home on wheels. Otherwise known as Lucky. She's right there, but I got stuff I gotta get out of the back of the Irish Power Queen first. All the good juices and stuff. And actually, before I start unpacking the rest of this, I'm really curious to see the measurements and dimensions of what I plan on doing right now. And that is putting a sink back into the tiny home on wheels. All right, so a couple videos back, we left with this, our new countertop, sitting here, and it's been drying since we've been in Calgary. Whilst we were in Calgary, I procured from my mailbox order off of Amazon for a steam pan. Look at that. It's gonna be large, but it'll work. Very excited. So I was hesitant on how to do this whole process. Ultimately, obviously, I decided to paint it black first, just like the Rolling Stones said. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna get the measurements of this pan. We're gonna measure out that space. We're gonna flip the countertop over, do it on that side, and then we're gonna use our jigsaw to cut out that hole. And then we will sand down the rough edges. We will hit the black with some really fine sandpaper, and then we're gonna spray the whole thing, as well as the new cut, with clear coat to seal that up. Then while that's drying, we're gonna turn this bad boy, which is just what you would find in a Chinese buffet table, into a sink. That's the plan. Let's see how it goes. Of course, there's a whole bunch of other little stuff that needs to get done as well on Lucky. But I want to get the stuff that's going to take the longest to cure or dry done first. Hello, darling. Ooh, you smell new and fresh, like toxic chemicals. Let her run for a bit too. She's been sleeping for a few days. And because she's running, of course, she's locked. I won't be able to get into her right now. Let's bring our steam pan back here. We got all the tools that we will need nicely put away. This place isn't looking half bad. I did spend a little bit of time cleaning before I left. Let's grab another set of keys here. Open Lucky up and air her out, so to speak. I got some stuff that needs to go in the fridge as well. So yeah, these next 3 days, this is it. There's a whole laundry list of stuff to do. None of it hugely detrimental, other than me wanting to get the cupboard space above my diesel heater done before we get back on the road. My phone is slid over in the case. That was odd. Much better. And then just little things, of course. She's very white still on this side. Put that on the docket. It's been raining all day today, it seems. It's finally breaking now that I'm here, which is much appreciated. Mucho appreciated. But I think I'll wait until tomorrow to actually start any sort of painting. Try to get her masked up maybe today. Oh no. Where are the other sets of keys? This is ridiculous. Oh wait, yes, right, put them here. Boom! Shakalaka turtle. Go! Open her up. Hello, we got our ladder, excellent. And yeah, so. Some people may be wondering, well, why are you only giving yourself 3 more days? There's clearly lots to do, and you are right. There is lots to do, and there are a lot of things that can still be built in here, and I'm very excited to do that. However, I have been out here for over 2 months doing this, and I've been going back and forth with the Irish Pirate Queen between here and Calgary, which is about a 6.5, 7-hour drive, to see my little girl and keep that up, which there was never any question that wasn't going to happen. But I'm also getting very antsy to get back in here. I'm excited. I've been building it for 2 months and it's vastly different. And of course, camping season, which is a big deal around these parts, is about to begin. So we will be continuing and finishing the build on Lucky 2.0 in the wild as the spring and summer progresses. So we got 3 days to get her just where we need her to be, and then we out of here. So I'm gonna get myself sort of organized here, get that countertop over to the table, and we're gonna just start doing some cutting, painting, and all the good stuff. Huzzah! Ooh, before that, I'm excited to see how well this sharpener from I Am Growler Works on my Dixon pencil. Okay, so just put her in here and spin her, I guess. Oh yeah, buddy. Look at her go, she's shedding. Beauty. Now she's nice and pointy. Ixon. Nailed it. All right, good old tape measure. Measure up this bad boy. I should remember what it is. I mean, I ordered it, but we're gonna measure to the inside because there's a lip that will sit on the wood, so we don't want to cut the outside measurements or the damn thing will fall right through. So we got about 12 by, ooh, that's 9.5 inches. We'll start there, and I guarantee you I will have to trim the hole once I have it cut because it's just the way it is. All right, let's bring this table out a way. A little close to the wood pile here. Come on, come hither. There we go. And now with the countertop that's painted, since I'm gonna have the painted part face down, I mean, yeah, we're gonna sand it after, but I don't wanna risk scuffing it up any more than I probably already will. So we will use some of these floor mats that I've been using to kneel on in Lucky to sort of cushion it. It's pretty clean on this side, so it's better than nothing. That also reminds me, I totally forgot to get more of those foam pads because I would want to redo my floor once I'm back in Lucky. But that sounds like we can do that when we get back to Calgary. We'll just have to suffer with a hard floor for like the first night, depending on my travel plans from here back to Calgary. I don't know that I'm going to do it all in one big hoof, but we'll see. As somebody keeps saying, that sounds like a future man's problem. Okay, so we got a countertop. This is gonna be my front edge, I believe. Yes, that's the back of the counter. So I want the sink on this side, right? I'm pretty sure that's the side I want it on. I'm gonna take a minute, just sort of, you know what? Let's see. Let's visualize it the best way we can. Come on in here, darling. This is where you're going to live. Just like that, more or less. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I don't have a choice. That's where, unless I want to bend the drain that way. That makes the most sense. Sinky sink, and then little counter space over here. Okay, we saw it. Moving right along. Now, I'm not 100% sure where I'm going to want my faucet from my Dometic water supply, but like, I don't know if I'm going to want it at the top of the sink or off to the side, you know what I mean? Top of the sink's probably the best, but that might be too close to the wall as well. I'm not going to bother pulling out that thing right now. I'm just going to make sure that this is a little bit more this way on the countertop when I make my measurements. So yeah, it looks like it'll be a pretty good spot for a little sinky poo. Yeah, I said it. All that, which was the front, which is the back, and I actually did have enough foresight to write front with an arrow pointing that way. So, that was like 3 days ago. Who cares? Okay, so I decided to bring it in on both sides by 4 centimeters. That gives the same distance on either side of the pan. Now this way I gotta go 9.5 and then 12 the long way. And it should be Bob's your uncle, no problem. No problem, no problem. Oh, you know what? I'm just gonna make this extra careful. I'm gonna bring this in 4 centimeters as well. There we go. And then our line, line up with that point and that point. Excellent. Right to our 9.5 mark. Draw a line. There we go. 4 centimeters in, 9.5 inches across. How many other people can I confuse with these measurements? Okay, we got our rectangle. 9.5, 9.5, 12, 12. Drill, 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 jigsaw. What more do you need? purposely sort of did one end shorter because you only kind of get one go at this. Oh, I only need one go. One shot, one kill, boys. All right, but what does it look like on the other side? Normally when you jigsaw, you're supposed to like tape down along your cut lines. Nah. We don't listen to rules around here. Hey, that doesn't look too bad. A little scuff here and there. Nothing a little sanding won't buff right out. Obviously my holes are a little bit off as well, but this is how it'll actually go. Bro! All right, I'm very happy that that was a one and done situation. It just keeps us on schedule and we can move on to the next part. So it's boring. I'm just going to sand that cut that we just did. And then I'm going to hit the black with the really fine paper, and I'm just going to clear coat it, and then we will catch up because we've done a lot of that already. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's also really starting to warm up out here, so I don't think we need this long sleeve sweater anymore. Hey, you know what? Can we? Hey, it's locked. Nope, I wasn't that sick. Let's put our sweater to one of our new fancy storage drawers. Nailed. More mountains, less assholes. Boom. Hole saw was shit, didn't go through, used the jigsaw. I also used a wood blade saw on the jigsaw. Cut my hole, got our drain installed. Now we need a little bit of silicone on the bottom of this, and we're gonna put the gasket that came with this, I think maybe on the underside, because this is actually designed, this is for a bathtub, but it was the same size as the hose that I found, on Amazon. And we're gonna have this nice adjustable hose that comes down as our drain. So that's where we're at right now. And it fits like a hot damn. That was way easier than the first time I did this. Okay, so because I like the way the tape seemed to perform, it was nice and sticky and all that stuff, I decided to go with this clear flex glue from the same company, and it is usable underwater, it says, which is perfect because this is a sink. Not that it's gonna be underwater too often, but so what I'm gonna do is we're gonna put a bead on here, put this in, and then this is the gasket that came with this. I'm pretty sure when you put it into a bathtub, it goes like that, right? But if I do that here in this steam pan, that's gonna make this raised up, probably more so than I want it to be. So what I'm gonna do is we're going to seat the damn drain once the gasket comes off, there we go, in here, like so, the bead of that glue, and then we're gonna put a bead of glue on this, and we're gonna slide it up onto there and make a connection there. Just have a gasket on that side. We probably don't need it, that's probably overkill, but we have it, we may as well use it. So first things first, I gotta cut this bloody thing open. Let's go right about there. Hi-ya. Come on, you. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Glub, glub, glub. Ooh, look at that. Nice. Come on out. Flex glue. Just gonna put it as close to the base as possible. And it'll probably out a bit once we set it in. So I'm assuming that's probably more than enough. Put that to the side. Insert. There you go. And pull through. There you go. Yeah, it's squishing out. Perfect. A little bit of splooge there. No big deal. I'm gonna keep some pressure on this right now. Pull up. Oh, I might not even have to we've got some coming through. My hole is the tiniest bit bigger. That's okay. Let's put a little bit more here. Right. Get the gasket. Put the gasket on. Oh, it's gonna be awkward. How am I gonna, don't drop it. There we go. Give that a little bit. I'm gonna go get some paper towel and clean that splooge up before it dries, because nobody wants clear splooge in their sink. And the rain is back. All right, well, it takes 24 to 48 hours for that glue to completely cure. In the meantime, let's get up our wall panel that we also started painting. I guess, yeah, wall panel is good enough. It's gonna be self-tappers to hold it in because it's gonna have to be quite bendy here. This is just a piece of mahogany that we painted white. And then this is just gonna be, I don't know. I mean, it's obviously, it looks nicer than that, all right? We're gonna finish off the look on the inside. I'm not gonna wanna hang anything super heavy on here because it's only a 1/4 inch thick. And mahogany, although mahogany is a hardwood, so what do I know? So first things first, find a self-tapping screw, put it on your impact driver, and each journey begins with a single step. Oh, lost it. Every time I gotta tap into the bloody body of the van, it's an ordeal. In go. Goes through the mahogany super easy. Once we hit the van door though, yep. There, that's van door. And go. There. Once you get one in, it's a lot easier. Suck it in. Oh. Ooh. It's a little bendy. We definitely cracked the mahogany, but hey, he still looks nicer than foam. There we go. Put a Dixon sticker on it, she'll be fine. Okay, this is our third coat of clear coat on our countertop. Probably don't need too many more, maybe one more after this. We'll see. I would like to get this installed today, so I don't know if that's gonna happen, but seal it up good. Seal it up good, man. We're still a ways away from actually finishing it though, right? So once that piece goes in, we still need a door. And I'm not liking how wobbly this is. This is where my brain was at on the drive back here. I'm thinking about putting a 2x2 here and one back there for more support. Like this is 3/4 inch and it's longer. So it's got a way more stability on this side. Yeah, I'm thinking that's exactly what I'm gonna do. We're gonna do 3 pieces. We're gonna do one here, one there, and one here. And then that's where the counter can actually attach into. Mom and Dad just got back from town. That's where they were. I thought they hadn't come home yet either from their anniversary. Happy belated anniversary to my mom and dad. They just got back and I told my mom, last 3 days, she got a little sad, which made me a little sad. And now we're probably gonna go down to, well, not this second, but in a little bit after nap time. We're gonna probably go into New Denver and go to Odin's Pub for a happy hour drink. That'll be nice. So let's see how much we can get done before then. Let's get those 2x2s cut and measured. Measured and cut. That's usually the better order to do that in. All right, we got our top piece here. Just gotta remember which way I want it to go on. I'm gonna use the clamps to hold it while I get some screws into it. First things first, squishy, squishy. Okay, probably should have moved my fridge before I move the fridge onto the bed as we do. That's good enough. I didn't have a 4th one ready. 4. Cool. Right, now what do we have here? We've got, ooh, that's about 15 and a half. Perfect. Well, you know, nothing's perfect, but that's damn good. Now I need to decide, am I going to attach it with L brackets on the inside? So probably an L bracket there and up there. It's still not going to be, well, it'll be a little bit better. I don't know what I'm doing, but it looks darn good. All right, Got L bracket there, L bracket there. It's a little bit more sturdy now, especially, I was more so worried about weight down, right? So once this is all together, it'll hold itself together, but now it'll have more weight here. I'm not going to put one at the back just because I don't think it's going to be that necessary, right? That's where the sink is. There's not going to be a lot of weight there to begin with. But yeah, a little bit more structural integrity. Now it's time to measure what will become our door. And then I need to decide if I'm cutting that out of 1/2 inch or 3/4 inch plywood. 3/4 inch would be nicer. Decisions. Well, my inventory made the decision for me. 3/4 inch it is, because all of my 1/2 inch stuff is too small for what I need. The door needs to be 26 by about 17 1/4. So, hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. Checking the garden.
Ah, yes. Checking the garden weather. So this is the last piece of 3/4 we have here. That's, well, I mean, I've still got like scrap, but that's even smaller than the 1/2 inch. So I packed lucky before I left. I gotta move all this stuff and then we'll get that out. The final 4x4 piece. All right, share with me your secrets, sir. Door. It's a heavy door. Yeah, it fits enough. We'll make it work. Not moving the camera for that. Close the doors before you sand so you don't get a bunch of sawdust in your new home. All right. So we got clear coat happening on our countertop. We got our heavy ass counter door in white with 1 coat and a 20-minute timer. Tick, 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 ticking away. My phone's at 24%, so it's going into Grace to charge up because that's what a VTOMAN is. And while that is happening and I am applying more and more white coats of paint to that, I'm going to use the last thing I procured in the last video, which is the 1/4 drive swivel. And I'm going to tighten up the fuel line on the bottom of a diesel heater. I'm walking away from Grace. Nay. You stay here and use this gaggle of wires to charge yourself. You bloody iPhone you. There we go. This is going to tickle. Give them power. Nailed it. All right, iPhone, you charge up and you think about what you've done. Okay, so, confession time. One, I got the fuel line all tightened up and I got the diesel heater mounted to the floor and that's all good. However, I'm powering through and this is what happens when you start rushing. So my first fear was, I actually have the sink here because I had to see, because I brought the countertop in because in my mind, I'm like, I gotta start moving. I gotta make other little flip up tables and stuff. And I just gotta make progress, right? So I'm rushing. But the rushing actually happened beforehand. This 4mm piece here is actually shorter than where this wall originally was. Thank goodness wood is flexible. So I had to get the sink to make sure this would still fit in, and it absolutely does, which is great. It's snug, but that's fine. Nothing wrong with being snug. But I'm gonna have to be like forcing the edges of this cupboard over a bit just so this lines up the way I want it to. So I've got my first L bracket attached to this side and I'm going to snug it down onto the top here so that this is where I need it to be, and then everything else we're gonna have to cinch down. I don't want to put screws through the top because I just think that'll kind of look ooh yucky nar and all of that. So these are my last 2 L brackets that are over on this side. I've got other skinnier ones that I think I can use here, and then the door will cover all that, and that's all well and good. But I'm going to need to pick up a couple more L brackets because I was hoping to use my skinny ones as braces for the fridge. Obviously, that's not like a huge thing right now. But for the time being, L bracket here, and the second one back there. Back there. Flex the wood where we want it to be. Yikes, that looks about right. All right. Hey, our cupboard topper is attached by 1 L bracket. And then what my plan is going to be, I think we have to Oh, you know, I might have to pull that up and put more glue in and do the whole thing over again. We can also put another bead underneath the lip of this, and that's how the sink is going to sit in there, which will be very nice because my previous sink just came out whenever it bloody well wanted to. User error. Silly, silly, silly. How the heck am I going to get screws up into there above the diesel tank? I've already attached the other 3 points. I should have attached the L bracket first. I'm not taking the counter off now because I've used construction adhesive and everything else. So we'll get fancy later and maybe paint like one of these black, or more appropriately one of these black, and then just do it on the outside. But first, before any sort of like crazy creative BS experiments like that, I want to get the whole battery weight situation happening on the sink. So I need to find my flex glue. Where did I put you? Ah, there you are. Yes, I also need some paper towel. Pop this guy out. Ooh, that's gonna need a lot, actually. Fill this entire groove. We got a thick bead all the way around. All right, put you in here like so. Sink, meet, counter. All right, a lot is coming out, which is good. Means there's probably, hopefully, a good seal. Right, and before I get that battery, I'm going to put another bead on this guy because it's just looking a little disheveled in here. All right, sink's in here. Only thing I got that's probably better than the battery is my grandpa's old 12-ton hydraulic jack here. Oof, that's gonna fall. I gotta do it like this. Put weight in the middle on that guy. There we go. All right, we're gonna leave that there overnight. Hopefully that's putting enough weight on the drain. And then we just gotta attach our little adjustable hose under here afterwards. And then of course, deal with that issue in the back corner. Some people's kids. All right, well, that's doing its thing. I've slowly been bringing stuff back up to Lucky. That guy like slept into the house at the beginning of all this, so this thing's chock full, and I already hate this. That'll be one of the first things I address once I'm back in the van full time, because I wanted that induction cooktop up here and not this to be this eclectic. It's not really a junk drawer because this is all stuff that I use, plus canned goods, because you got to have refried beans. But yeah, I may need to make more sections inside this one just so it's not such a void in and of itself, but all good. And the last thing I'm gonna do today, yeah, all right, bud, is I gotta get my drill. Yeah. Okay, we got the drill. Bring this over here. Then we're gonna grab, where is it? They're both buried, aren't they? Oy vey. Okay, hang on. You wait right there, you. This one. Get those. Very good. And we're gonna come over to Grace here. And we are gonna get, oh shoot. They're way buried. Move all this stuff. Move that. Grab our tiny briefcase. And we are going to make Penny's litter box in the exact same way that I made it for her and Stella the first time I moved into the van. And it's one of the more monotonous things to do, but before I used just a regular old drill bit. This time I'm hoping one of these fancy step bits that Bill sent will do the trick right off the hippity hap. We'll start with the small one and see. So the whole point of what I'm about to do is so that I can sift her litter. Right now I don't use regular old litter, as most people know. I use wood pellets for Penny. When she tinkles on them, it turns into sawdust, and then you can separate them, shake, and the sawdust falls down into the other pan. But it'll only fall down in the other pan if you have holes in the top pan, which this one does not. Now, yes, you can buy litter pans that are already sifting or siftable, but what I've noticed is they're usually too large and the wood pellets will fall through, or they don't go far enough to either end or like any edge, and then you can get buildup on the edges. So that's why I like to do it myself. I'll put this one in here. This one, or you've been voted to be the holy one. So when I would use a drill bit, just a regular drill bit before, I'd find the biggest one I could, and I'd drill a hole through, and I'd keep the drill spinning, and I just sort of pull to make almost a, well, I guess bean-shaped hole. Hopefully I don't have to do that this time. Let's see if this step bit even, I mean, it should work. This is pretty thin material. Oh yeah, it works just fine. See, okay, so I can tell you right now, that, right there, it's gonna be too large. Wood pellets will fall through that. Now, just one hole like that, that's not gonna be a problem. But, where do I put those? Let's get the skinnier one. I mean, I could just stop drilling a little earlier, I suppose, but I don't have that sort of control at this point in the afternoon. Are you nuts? And there's no rhyme or reason, there's no pattern. You just space them out enough that the plastic doesn't become super compromised. Yeah, step bit's a little bit better, cleaner almost too than a regular drill bit. So, making holes for pissy sawdust to fall through.
Well, I missed the kick in the big game, failed my driving test, misspelled my ex-girlfriend's name on the tattoo on my chest, 'cause I can't do nothing right, and I can't seem to get along. I've forgotten what it looks like.
I do recommend stopping at about this point. It's important that when you're about halfway through to put the litter pan down, wherever you might be, and step inside the tiny home. Grab a can, bottle, soother of whatever is your poison, and just take a minute, realize you're drilling holes in a cat shitter, and this is where your life's at. There, once you're done, you're going to end up with a litter box that looks a little bit more like Swiss cheese, or what a lot of people wanted me to do to buy a bed platform. So, nice little holy section there, goes right inside the good section, and then you put this in your poop apartment, which is just conveniently tucked right under here. Take this bad boy down here, over, and there you go. I would highly recommend filling it with wood pellets first, but that's optional.
Okay up there?
Yeah, are you okay in there?
No, we're not.
No?
No, we're not.
Are you still wanting to go to Odin's?
No. We pulled that mix already.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess.
Pushing my emotions, all these pictures in my head have got a reason not to tell you. I will let you guess instead. Seeing light in your eyes and the sun in your smile. Let's just sit and talk for a while. Seeing colors and flowers on the edge, and I try to catch myself, but I'm too far ahead now. Can you break? Is it safe? Can you hold? Run my way. Can you wait? Can you stay? Can you stop talking this way? All these pieces that are long gone, myself. Letting it all get to me, but oh, I've got to say I've never had as many trouble finding ways to get away.
Sounds like that could be Zeke. What a beautiful evening, I had to say. I had to say enough for now. Just let things rest. I was making little mistakes here and there and rushing and screwing things up, and that's gonna happen when you start going faster, and I know that. I'm in my head about getting as much done as I can before I ship out, so to speak. And I'll probably do a little bit more cleaning up when I get back, as well as start carrying even more stuff out to Lucky. Although the state of that flip up top of the poop apartment is giving me just a wee bit of anxiety. So I'll probably tackle that first. Wow, oh, the lake is higher than it was when I was here, what, a week and a half ago. Wow, it can change so rapidly. It's been a really fun time out here doing this. I'm really glad that I made the decision to rip everything out. What started as something so simple ended up being a complete overhaul. Well, I guess we can't say complete overhaul. That the hanging cabinets are still there. Still proud of those. Even thinking about adding another one on the other side. Just not as big. That sounds like a future Matthew problem. But probably not a very far into the future Matthew problem. Yeah, I'm pretty sure when I was here, at the beginning of the video, where I ended up slicing my thumb open for the first time, I was sitting out there. Huh. I'm not surprised this lake does change levels quite quickly. Not quite quickly, but dramatically, I should say. I just wanted to come down here and enjoy the sound of the creek, the calmness of literally everything else. It was nice seeing that big boat out there. There's even another fisherman out there at the mouth of the creek. Hopefully they're biting tonight for you, kind sir. Plus, I needed to get everything moving. I haven't gone for a proper walk in a while. Oh, and things are starting to get a little sore. I'm also probably due for my evening round of medication. Yeah, that'll do. All right, well, I'm gonna try and wrap things up as quickly as I can when I get back there and have a bit of a relaxing evening with Mom and Dad. And then as much of an ass crack of dawn as I can muster, tomorrow we will get back at it. So thank you very much for watching. That was the first of the final 3 days. I think we got enough done to be proud of ourselves for today. And it's good to just slow down a little bit. So until tomorrow, just go out there, be happy, be creative, be yourselves. Most importantly, be positive. And remember, only dead fish, they're gonna come floating down that creek.